Hello everybody, this is Patrick at Damore Golf Instruction. Today we got Adam Scott on the operating table, and I just want to point out what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show the viewers what I mean by wide. We obviously know what wide means on the backswing, but I'm more concerned about width on the forward swing and why it's important and why it helps a good impact position. Adam Scott has a wide forward swing arc, and what I'm going to show you is this. Let's get Adam to the top up here. I'm going to put a circle around his hands here. I get a lot of comments on my YouTube channel about swinging wide on the forward swing and how that leads to casting, or that is casting, and that's not what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with casting. When I see a golfer swinging wide into impact, I see one thing. I see these hands traveling a wider ellipse, circle, if you will, arc into impact, and that's what I'm looking for. Instead of having a golfer fire his left hip aggressively this way, which Adam doesn't really do. When that left hip fires aggressively, these hands have the ability to come in steeper or more narrow, V-shaped, if you will. And when you have a golfer doing that, that leads to a lot of excessive hand forearm rotation to keep the club face squared impact. A lot of good hand-eye coordination needed when you come in narrow. And that's why I promote width in the forward swing. And again, don't confuse that with casting, folks. I guess I'm guilty of not explaining that very well on my YouTube channel, because I do get a lot of comments about why would you encourage casting. I'm not even talking about that. Let me show you what I mean by width. Again, these longer hitters on tour, and Adam's a long hitter, but he's not the longest one out there, but a lot of these guys that create a lot of club head speed have a lot of down lag, and Adam does not really have a lot of down lag. You can see at the top he's at 75 degrees. Now let's get him about a third of the way down. I'm going to freeze him again, and we're going to put the angle back up there. Let's see where he's at now. About there to about there. Yeah, very similar. See, Adam Scott is a poster boy for width, and I'm going to show you exactly why, folks. He has completed his wrist set before he starts that forward swing. And this is why, one of the reasons why he makes a lot of good golf shots, and one of the reasons why he is as good as he is tee to green. His wrist set is completed before he starts that downswing, which means basically his wrist set does not get increased on the forward swing or excessive down lag on the forward swing. When you have excessive down lag, obviously you create a lot of club head speed, but you bring in the two-way miss scenario. The forward swing arc gets narrow when you do that, and it's very difficult to hit consistent golf shots very often. And again, Adam doesn't do that. He sets the hands before he gets to the top and keeps that set, and eventually releases at the golf ball. But he is not a big down lagger, if you will, and that creates width. Simple as that. He has ability when he's up here at the top. These hands have the ability to travel a wider arc. When I teach my students this, I try to physically get them to realize and to think, get these arms and hands away from the chest as much as possible on that forward swing. The one thing I really preach is this with my students: the distance between your right ear and your hands. This distance right here, whatever that may be, try to keep that maximized all the way on that forward swing up to impact. If we can do that, we got width. Now, why is width important? Well, for one, if that club head comes into the ground more shallow, still at a descending blow but shallower, you're applying majority of that club head energy into the golf ball and not into the ground, first and foremost. The ball launches a little higher, a little less spin. Your divots are shallow, you got better turf interaction. You're going to hit more solid shots more often. When you come into the ground steeply, I'm exaggerating that, folks, but you kind of understand what I'm talking about, your margin for error, I mean, you got to be perfect to hit that ball solid. When you come into the ground on a more shallower angle, your landing area is a lot wider. So you have more room for success. You know, it's like the best scenario I can give you is an airplane. You know, these pilots land the planes, they want a longer runway than they do a shorter runway for obvious reasons. And that's very similar with the golf club. You know, you picture that club head being the plane. coming in impact, you want a more shallower angle of ascent. And you see this a lot with Adam Scott. When he does take divots, he doesn't take steep divots. He's not one of them steep divot takers, folks. He comes in very shallow. And that's one of the things I promote greatly with my students, is a wide forward swing arc. And again, don't confuse that with casting, folks. I think I beat that into the ground in terms of the difference. Now let's go to our student here. I'm going to show you the other benefits of what wide does. On the right, we got Brant Snedeker, another very wide swinger on the forward swing. And in my system, arcs, shoulders, and shifts, Brant is a very good poster boy for what I promote and teach. He comes into the ball very wide. Now, what does that do when you come in wide on the forward swing? Well, we're going to show you right here, folks. When you come in wide, this golf club head essentially travels a very similar arc on the backswing as it does on the forward swing, whatever that arc may be. In his case, it's somewhere in this area, but let's watch him on the forward swing. His downswing is very much on the same circle as it was on the backswing. And when you do that, this golf club travels through impact, mind you, up and down the target line for a longer distance, okay, instead of too far from the inside. When it comes too far from the inside, you have to have a lot of hand and forearm rotation, hand-eye coordination, and impact at straight golf shots. So basically, Brant Snedeker's got a very efficient move because he keeps that club on plane. He keeps the club very shallow. He keeps the club very wide on that forward swing. And Adam Scott does the same thing. And that's 2 good points on why these 2 guys here in front of you are very, very good ball strikers tee to green. They swing wide. I'm Patrick Damore at Patrick Damore Golf Instruction. If you'd like to have me take a look at your video and your golf swing and whatnot, contact me at my instruction site. Have a great day. Thank you.